Hey guys, welcome to another audio commentary. Listening to Vol, and I've got Moletrap with me, so we're just doing a commentary on this game, and it happens to be a game between White Ra and Oversky. So, where did I get this replay? FighterReplays.com. Really enjoying that site at the moment. It's a great site to see some fun games between Ghost players, Ghost foreign players, and Korean pros, and just your average Joe blogs, because everybody is able to post on that site. And so, yeah, to the players, White Ra doing pretty well in the recent TSL, and Oversky, obviously, Air Force Ace, very, very talented Zerg player. He's up there with Boxer and Dadesang and Air Force Ace. Recently did very well, actually beating Jadong in the Pro League, wasn't it? Did you catch that match, Moltrap?
Yeah. Jadong was on a streak. He had won 12 straight Zerg versus Zergs. He had not lost a match versus Zerg since November.
Wow.
5 months, I think, something like that, not losing to a Zerg. And Oversky was the one who finally took him down. And I do have to say that I didn't exactly call it, but I'm the one that said I am kind of proud that I had a feeling that was going to happen. I mentioned something about that for the votes in the commentary of the week. I was like, look, guys, Oversky is the only one that's come close to beating him. If anyone's going to beat him, it is him. And so he did end up beating him. So yeah, Oversky is probably the best player on Ace, honestly.
Yeah, I actually would agree with that. He seems like the kind of guy that could just beat anybody on any particular day, but he also, has vulnerabilities too, and he could probably lose to a worse player. He doesn't seem to be one of those guys that is easy to sort of pin down with a particular standard. Yeah. Anyway, Oversky is putting his second hatchery down. White Ra will see this. White Ra's finally managed to find him. White Ra's actually got two scouting probes out on the map, so he really wants to see what Oversky's doing. He, of course, has actually got a forge going up already, so I am expecting him not to put down any photon cannons anytime soon. He'll be probably just going for that second Nexus really quick. Yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. And really interested to see how. I always love these games between foreigners and pro players because you always have a look out for any discrepancies in the actual mechanics of it, because it's always a nice opportunity to judge sort of how close we are to the mechanics of the Korean pro scene. And let me tell you, it's not usually very close.
That's true, yeah. And if anyone, if almost anyone, White Ra is going to be basically your judge of how, basically how top foreigners will be able to play against, pro Koreans. And you're right, he did go for the Nexus first, and he actually put down a gateway before any cannons as well, because he did finally scout Oversky's base and was able to see that he had his pull down pretty late because he went for the hatchery first. And so he was able to get his gateway down, not to mention the fact that they're kind of a little bit far away. So he got his gateway down first, and now he's finally putting down a cannon, and he'll have plenty of defense out when, looks like Oversky's not even producing any Zerglings right now. He knows he's been scouted. He knows White Ra's good enough to respond in that fashion. So he's not even bothering to make any lings right now. He's just going all economy at this point. But yeah, White Ra, very, very good foreign player, so he's going to be able to put up more of a fight than most other foreign players, although I only say more of a fight.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, I just thought it was quite funny how he got his pool up, and then he made 3 units with 3 larvae sitting around, and it looked like Zerglings, but it was just drones. Yeah, but he's got 2 Zerglings now just to take out the probe. He knows that White Ra is going to be doing a conservative kind of strategy there. He's got his Overlord in White Ra's base now. You'll see that cybernetics cord going down, so he'll have his sense of timing locked in as to what White Ra is doing. And there goes the lair up already, so we'll see how this goes. I like his double hatchery over at the natural expansion. It looks nice and tidy.
It's very tidy.
But yeah. Nothing too much to say about the game at this point, actually. We've got +1 weapons going up for White Ra, so possibly, moving into a lot of zealots, and you're going to do that. But, yeah, both players really going to be heading into the macro, and, just like we were talking about before. Oh, here we go. Hatchery going down at the top left, and White Ra's seen this with zealots, so... Yeah, White Ra, if he knows what's good for him, will probably want to actually mass up a bunch of units as soon as he can and go straight for that hatchery.
Yeah, it looks like he did. I didn't see if he was heading there anyways right before the hatchery went down. But he's also managed to get a scout into Oversky's base, so he's going to see that lair popping up, and if he can keep that probe... Oh, never mind. I was going to say if he kept that probe alive any longer, he'd be able to see what tech Oversky went with, but the probe got pinned in behind there. Oversky pulling a little pincher with his Zerglings.
Look at his tech, though.
But he put down a Spire and a Hydralisk Den at the same time here. So, I mean, I think he's got the economy to support it. And you can see he's only made 6 Zerglings or something like that. He's still making drones with all of his hatcheries. He's basically made a drone with almost every larvae except for 3, it looks like. Well, obviously except for Overlords as well. So he's just gone for a massive, massive economy build here. He's going to have 3 bases going pretty well pretty soon here. And yeah, it is going to be up to White Raw to try and push out and take out that top left base while Oversky is still vulnerable, while he doesn't have a lot of troops on the ground. Now he's finally switching to actual troops. He's getting some Hydralisks out and some Zerglings. His Spire's not up yet. I'm curious to see if he decides to go for Mutalisks or if he's just getting the Spire for some Scourges or something like that. He is upgrading Hydralisk speed, so that would lead me to believe that he's probably going to commit more to a Hydralisk build.
Possibly so, but White Ra's actually got 4 gateways up now in total, and he's nearly finished that +1 weapons upgrade. He's got a small group of units out in the field. They should be enough to take on Oversky's units. There's a small skirmish, but it doesn't look like Oversky's got the speed upgraded yet. Of course not. Yeah, it's still a while. Oh no, now it's upgraded, and he's going straight for the range. So Oversky really quite keen to defend this top left expansion, because if he can, then he's definitely going to have an economic advantage. But with just the 4 gates totally pumping Zealots now, and the speed,